do I sound?
Sound beautiful.
Does that look beautiful? I sound sensational. Welcome to Fridays on the Fly. I'm Eric.
And I'm Ward. Welcome to episode 7. We are creative people with creative projects. Follow our adventures with personal and community projects, including short films, writing, props, and radio drama performances, with movie reviews and plenty of tangents. First things first. Speaking of videos, YouTube is 10 years old this week. I guess it started right when I was graduating from college. And I was trying to think of what was life like before YouTube. It seems so ubiquitous now. I can't even imagine.
I don't know.
Where do we go for video content?
I go to YouTube for everything. If I need to repair the refrigerator, I go to YouTube.
I know.
Chances are somebody's made a really boring video of repairing a refrigerator.
If you're preparing your refrigerator, you need to have a refrigerator. Get an inch out.
I think every YouTube video, you can fast forward through the first third of it and you'd be just fine. You catch all the first third of every video is useless banter. Well, here we are. We're at the back of my refrigerator. I've taken off the back panel. It's just completely useless. It stopped working. To get back to the point, YouTube, I don't remember what happened before YouTube.
I don't know either. I was trying to rack my brain to think about it. I'm sure there were probably some funny sites that has some videos. But as far as repair videos, I'm guessing there just weren't any or weren't many. Maybe there's a site called repairvideo.com that died once YouTube came into presence.
Okay, so you're on YouTube. I've seen your channel. Obviously, you put our videos on there, your videos, stuff we've been in, whatever. Do you subscribe to other people's videos?
Some. I'll be trying to figure something out. I go to this video that's a how-to, and I just quit because I'm so frustrated because I'm like, hey, you're not saying anything useful. I want to get to the point. Let me just find a transcript where I can read it, because I can read at my own speed and skip to what I need. I don't need you to tell me your name and where you live and how you feel and what you want to do next week. I don't care. Just tell me this is how you fix whatever you're wanting to fix.
Right. It's a 10-minute video that could easily be a minute and a half.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. But I subscribe. I think I have 27 channels that I subscribe to. Yeah, definitely. I watch people's vlogs. I love vlogs. Especially if people are in interesting places like New York City or London or something like that, and if they're creative, and really inspires me.
I subscribe to a few, but I think so many of them, I just don't want to wade through all the stuff I don't care about. I want to get the meat and the potatoes. If I'm going to sit down and watch something, I'd rather watch Netflix, a movie I've been waiting to watch for a few years, rather than this video that, I watched 4 minutes of it, and really 30 seconds of it were cool or crucial or important.
Well, once I find somebody that I like, chances are I'm going to like watching most of their videos. There's a guy who metal detects. It's never like him metal detecting for 20 minutes and he comes up with nothing. He just shows you, what he's found. That's it. Lays it all out at the end. It's just fun to watch. It's just fun to see what he comes up with. And
that's something I do when I put my videos up there. I try to think like a viewer. Am I going to care what's on the screen?
Right.
Which some of my things are videos where there's kind of a method to it all, but again, the average person doesn't care about the method I'm trying to create. So I always try to think in the back of my mind, is this really entertaining? Is somebody going to skip out of this in 10 seconds? And there's some videos where I think, wow, this is actually kind of boring. Nobody's going to sit here long enough to get to the payoff.
I don't know that I need instant payoff for me. If I'm going to your channel to be entertained, I'm hoping it'll be an informative entertainment packed 10 minutes. But if I'm going for your channel because I need to know how to take the alternator off my Hyundai, please just get to the point. I'm already there because I know what you're doing. You know what I'm doing. Let's just take the alternator off the car.
How do you know if you have a Hyundai? There's an emblem on the grill.
That's just the way they are sometimes. It's really annoying.
I can't remember what life was like before YouTube.
I can't imagine what life was like before you could Google things that would bring you to YouTube. So let's update on projects.
I built a playhouse for my son. And I'm going to create a time-lapse video of this. I have 30 gigs of video footage, so I'll have a time-lapse video of that shortly, because I figure that'd be neat to see it go
Did you do multiple angles?
Nah.
Oh,
I just did one angle. And I kind of would turn the camera, because I started out kind of in my shop, and then as it got so big, I had to take it out to its final resting place. So I'd kind of flip the camera back and forth depending on where I was working. Because I try to build the small pieces in my shop and then take it out there.
Funny that you're doing time-lapse, because that's what I've been doing lately, is just some time-lapse stuff. Mainly just for videos, just some small ideas. I just want to put them in there as kind of like breaks, just a little time-lapse thing, and I've got something in my mind. It's just I have no idea how to make it work. I'm not you when it comes to videos.
The thing with my YouTube page, at one time I was putting short films on there. I don't do that anymore. I wish I did. I just don't have time for it. So I was trying to think of what can I do with what I do all these projects. So I figure, why not video it and I can put that on my blog. I mean, this one, nobody wants to sit through 12 hours of me doing it.
Not sure I want to sit through 2 minutes of that.
I figure a minute and a half is all anybody would sit through. At a minute and a half, that's
90
quick
seconds
enough
is,
where it looked really cool. Again, I started on Friday night, so you're going to see the sun setting, Saturday morning, the sun coming up, going back down, because I worked all day Saturday.
Well, you should have shot you've built that one section and then didn't just film another shot like this week or something of the sun going down or the sun coming up, and then the next shot would be you working on the thing again. It's just to add a little something else in there, a different shot, not you just working on the playhouse.
It's all about me.
It's all about me. I don't know. Are you going to add music to it?
It'd have to have music.
Yeah,
I mean, because
nobody's
going to sit there in silence.
Yeah.
Well, our big talking point for tonight. Last episode, we looked at a bug-out bag and an everyday carry bag, which, if you don't have one, you definitely need one. My question, should we make a video about these bags?
We should definitely think about videoing these.
Yes, that'd be very helpful.
I'll bet this would get a ton of hits on your YouTube channel.
Bug-out bags seem to be popular right now in general.
Oh, no, they have been for a while. I want to be creative about it, though, so I think we should do it. I think you should bring in your camera, and I'll bring in my camera, and I think it should be multi done. Maybe not so much speaking, unpacking it over music and.
This is my question, because as I've said, I don't like YouTube videos, because to me, so many of them are so boring. I write them off before I ever watch them anymore, because I want to find some text where I can scroll through it at my speed, because it seems like every video I click is really slow. So that'd be something I'd want your expertise in, because it sounds like you watch one of these videos.
Yeah.
Because I would think videoing the contents of that bag would be boring. And my second thought...
It doesn't have to be.
My second thought, you said that no talking, just music. I would think that if I was unpacking the bag, somebody would want to hear me narrating, this is...
You don't know what toilet paper is?
Some people are dumb.
We have problems. If you can't look at that bag and everything you pulled out of that bag, they know what it is.
A YouTube video for the bug-out bag.
Yes.
So the comments, you don't think comments are needed?
Comments?
Sorry.
Oh, the talking.
Narration.
I think if you do it cleverly, you don't have to narrate the whole thing, but you can go through the bag at kind of an advanced pace, time lapsed, and then during something when you pull out like the mag stick, music stops. This is a mag stick, and then back to music and you unpacking the bag, just in case you don't know what it is. But everything in that bag, if you don't know what duct tape is, press dislike on the comment section, and
Maybe somebody's not well versed in tape. They're like, is that duct tape? Is that Gorilla Tape? Is he using the inferior duct tape or the Gorilla Tape?
When I watch those videos, we already know most of this stuff. At least I feel like I do. I don't need you to go through every little thing with me. I don't need you to tell me how to open the hood of the car. And you know what? You can just show that in a little video of you time-lapsing it, open the hood and pop off the battery cable, off you go. A lot of people don't know that. You don't need to explain it for a minute. And there's so many of those videos out there already where people go through their EDC and their bug-out bags and they're explaining every little thing and why they carry it. Go watch their video. We're going to make a creative one of the bug-out bag or the EDC and make it different from everyone else's, because when I hear people explaining their things and why they carry it, it really just bores me. I just want to see what you're carrying. That's it.
I agree with that. The explanation of every item is boring.
Do I need you to explain what candles are for? I don't.
It sounds to me like you're really creating a video for somebody more advanced. You're more advanced than the average person. When I started this journey, I didn't know anything about a bug-out bag.
Right.
So I needed some description. Now, in a video, that's incredibly boring. If I was making this video, and again, you watch more than I do, I'd want to see me going through the bag, 3 water bottles, 1 water bottle per day. Yeah, you tell me water bottle, why? 2 candles. I wouldn't want an explanation on everything, but some things are good to have, like this chainsaw blade. And then in the end, maybe...
If you can't figure out what the chainsaw blade is for, it's to cut wood. It's not to cut your foot off if you get stuck up. Although you could. It's a chainsaw blade. You cut wood. See, this is the kind of thing that that bores me when I watch these videos.
But see, I wouldn't explain the chainsaw blade like that. I would explain it as, yeah, a hatchet can cut through a medium-sized limb. This is going to be much quicker and less effort.
And then what you're doing by that is you're creating comments in your comment section. Because the first thing when you say, this is going to be better, somebody's going to say, no, it's not. You're not looking for someone else to tell you what you should put in your bag. This is what you put in yours, and that's that. I don't feel the need to explain any of that stuff. I don't need to explain myself why I carry a purse. I don't care what you think. But if you want to see what's in it, I'm going to show you what's in it in a cool way, not in the cheesy way that everyone else does it. I think that if you want to do it, it's got to be cool. And I watch enough videos where I see people's vlogs, which are video logs, daily video logs. The people that do it right, they don't explain every little thing to you. It's beautiful and informative. And that's what I think we should strive for. I think you can make it creative, and especially with the two of us, where it's not some POV shot of you unpacking a bag, because that's just boring to me.
Sure.
So I think we got to make it cool. If you're going to do it, let's do it cool.
Yeah, I didn't think about the comment baiting by saying this is better than that.
Right.
Good point. Because again, I don't watch these videos because I watched 30 seconds of a few of them a few years ago, and I got bored to tears, so I've pretty much written them off. But I like the sound of this project, and I really think you have the handle on this. I mean, this is kind of a foreign concept for me because I don't know what's good because I don't watch it. I don't know that lands. I like this project. We got to get on that.
It's just another project to add to the list.
Yeah. But again, I feel like I need to use my YouTube channel because that's why I'm going to time lapse this playset. And again, I thought about, okay, if I was watching a time lapse of a playset, obviously 12 hours is too much for one person to watch. How long would I watch this if I were doing it? And I was like, if it's really neat, I'd say a minute and a half. So I'm going to cut it down to a minute and a half because I feel like that's kind of the time limit.
When I was telling you before about adding like the sunrise coming up, that adds just that, it adds that artistic touch to it. And also, as we were talking about it, I thought adding Aiden on the playset, really quickly time-lapsed or something, worn out, and then he flops out onto the grass or something. Like, that's fun, man. That stuff's fun to me. It adds a different quality to it than just the normal, okay, this is me taking a carburetor apart. When I watch the videos, what I look for is the artistic look of it. And then once I find somebody that makes those videos, I subscribe. They might not hit the mark every time, but it's because they did something where I was like, oh man, that's clever. That's a neat shot, and it inspires me doing photography. I think about some of the things that they do, and I'm like, oh, and I want to do something like that. That's what I would like to do. I think between the two of us, we can come up with something creative, fun, different.
Let's do it. I want to do a bug out bag video.
Bug out bag video.
So we have covered the bug out bag video. Now, who would have wanted a bug out bag? Mad Max. I'm going to cut into my movie reviews. So I watched Mad Max Fury Road. I had to watch Mad Max 2 because I was really wanted a Mad Max fix. I'd seen the first one. I was familiar with it. 2 and 3 I've never watched. So I'm going to do 2. And I thought 2 was much like Fury Road. Very similar. You kind of have this chase thing. It feels like Fury Road is almost kind of the artistic reinterpretation of Mad Max 2. Right. Where the whole thing's a chase scene, whereas Mad Max 2 was the latter half was a chase scene.
Well, Mad Max 2, when I think back to Mad Max 2 and thinking that the new movie is kind of like it, it's not really a movie about Mad Max. It's really a movie of Mad Max taking us to this place. Like, he's essentially a narrator or guide. Is that accurate? At least that's how I felt about the second one. He was kind of our view into this world.
Excellent interpretation.
Okay.
And even though you haven't seen Fury Road,
right,
it's a good interpretation for that too.
I figured they were probably pretty much alike.
But I would say that in Fury Road, he seems less a main character than in Mad Max 2.
Who's the director? Do you remember?
The director is George Miller for every Mad Max film.
Right. Do you know what else he directed? So he directs Mad Max in like 1980 or 1979, the first one.
Like 70, right in the late 70s. I think the last one, Mad Max 3, was 83.
Right. So he does all of those.
I know what he did 8 years ago. Happy Feet.
Happy Feet. He did another one, animated movie too. But when I found out it was him, I was like, no, that can't. It's a different guy. No, he did Happy Feet. So he did Mad Max. I think he wrote Mad Max. Is that correct?
I think he co-wrote it with somebody. I think that is.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So between these two Mad Max post-apocalyptic worlds, he's done Happy Feet. It's just very funny to me.
Well, 30 years elapsed from Mad Max 3 to Fury Road. Right. I know he did Happy Feet. I guess there's a time where he wasn't working. I haven't looked up his bio.
No, he did some other animated movies, other like Disney type movies, and I knew the name, and I was like, wait a minute, there's no way that that's the same guy. It's just amazing to me that you can go from directing those movies to doing Happy Feet.
Like that first animated movie, people are like, yeah, I've seen you do Mad Max. I think it's perfect for this family animated comedy.
And how does he sell himself to do this? Did someone go, who would be perfect for this? The guy who did Mad Max. That guy would be perfect to direct a movie about dancing penguins.
Maybe the people that put together that movie thought, you know what, we're really not going to get that 18 to 28 crowd, but if we get the Mad Max guy, maybe we can bring some people in. Mad Max 2, I like it because it really captures the wasteland. I love things that are gritty, that are dark, that feel realistic. And to me, a very bleak outlook on life in the apocalypse is real. I liked it. I like Fury Road more, but I still like Mad Max 2.
You told me that you saw it a couple days ago whenever I saw you. I can't remember when. And you've actually made me want to see it because it does sound really good. And I've heard from other people that it's really good and it's very Mad Max 2-like. And that Charlize Theron is amazing. And what's the other guy's name?
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy, yeah, that he's great.
I've talked about the movie, but I can't help but talk about it again. I was interested in it, not enough to go see it. But I started hearing all these people talking about it. You know, like the official movie reviewer guys. I mean, they were putting it on such a high pedestal. Yeah. I thought, there's no way it's that good. But now I have to see it just to know. And I loved it. I mean, a great action movie. And I've said before, I like movies that don't do all this exposition and tell me everything I need to know.
Right.
This one does not do that. Very little exposition. Great movie. I can't say enough.
Well, if it's like the second Mad Max, then you're learning as Max is learning. I like that. You know, I like that they're not telling you everything up front. And I don't know what brings them to Fury Road or whatever this is called. Her name is Furiosa, right? Or something like that.
Furiosa.
That's very Harry Potterish.
But the movie's name is derived from this chase takes place on Fury Road, which is a road from the main city Max starts into wherever they're going.
Gotcha.
He gets into the situation. He's driving his Interceptor. And
is it the Interceptor from the first movie or something like it?
It plays with the timeline, but you could argue that, yes, it is Mad Max's Interceptor.
Okay.
Because somebody, I don't know if this was the director or just some person positing a theory, but, Mad Max kind of has taken on this cult status to where all these movies are in essence just people telling the myth of Mad Max.
Right.
That sounds cool, but yeah, it's definitely the Interceptor. It looks like Mad Max 2.
Okay,
so
all right.
He's captured, they steal his car. I've talked about Fury Road a lot. But man, it's good. You got to see it. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you probably should have picked up the phone and called me for.
I know,
hey,
I thought about it.
Gonna go see a movie.
You were just so anti, when we talked about it the week before, you're like, I have no desire to see that movie. No way you're going to get me to it. Don't want to see it. If you had not been so vehement about it, I would have called you. I thought about it. I was like, oh, no, he was so anti-Mad Max.
I would have gone to see it just because Charlize Theron was in it. I would have gone just to see her in the movie. Just see.
If you just told me that the week before. But now I know that no matter what you say, I shouldn't believe you. I should ask you anyway.
Yeah, you should just ask. Now, the Avengers movies, there's no way you're going to drag me to those. There's no possible way.
See, now I know I should ask anyway.
No, you're going to get a no on those.
All right, my next film, Inherent Vice.
Never heard of it.
It's by It came out last year. It's by Paul Thomas Anderson. He's the guy that did The Master with Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Right, okay.
And that movie, I want to go back and see that movie after watching the HBO documentary on Scientology. Because I knew it was kind of a riff on Scientology, but after watching the documentary, it copied so many things about Scientology. I almost want to watch it again.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That documentary was creepy.
It was Going Clear, wasn't it?
Going Clear, yeah.
I mean, a lot of that stuff I knew, but the stuff I didn't know, I'm like, wow.
No, I didn't know a lot. I guess I
Xenu?
Yeah, I knew nothing. The only thing I knew about Scientology is stuff that was on South Park.
I can't remember the director that's narrating a lot of it, but he said that, they told me about Xenu. I'm like, okay, I'm out.
I'm done here.
But anyway, back to Inherent Vice.
Yeah.
Paul Thomas Anderson, the first movie I saw of his was Magnolia. Ensemble cast, Tom Cruise. I love that movie. And it does some really weird things that on paper you'd say will never work. It rains frogs in the movie at some point, and it works.
In this movie?
In Magnolia.
In Magnolia. I haven't seen Magnolia in so long. I just remember it being really, really artfully done.
Yeah. I always think about John C. Reilly. He plays that cop. He was so real, He felt like a real person. Movies rarely make a character as real as that. And, there's a part where, again, Magnolia, where the characters start singing along to the soundtrack. And again, it sounds cheesy, but it works in that. Because of that, I like Paul Thomas Anderson, and I check out his films. So Inherent Vice, it's got Joaquin Phoenix, who was in The Master. It's set in the 70s. It's based on a book. And I thought it was well acted. It was well directed. And Joaquin Phoenix did a great job. It looks great. But the story itself just fell flat for me. He gets all these different threads going, where he's a private eye. He gets this one case from his girlfriend. He gets another case from somebody else. And you think in the end it's all going to kind of tie together. It's a big conspiracy. And at the end it's kind of like, oh, well, you thought it was connected, but it's really not. And I just felt like kind of let down.
They took the cheap way out. There's really no way to end this. We're just going to end it.
Well, I was expecting Chinatown. It kind of set itself up like that. That's one of these movies that if I watch it again, I think I'm going to appreciate it more. But when I was in it, I'm thinking, what's going on? And maybe it's just trying to capture that 70s drug-crazed world. And on that level, if that's what they're going for, yeah, they capture it. Because I had no idea what was going on right after the movie.
That's Joaquin Phoenix, too. Gosh, that guy's out there.
He did a great job. I mean, everything about this movie is so well done, but the story is just so crazy. And it's based on a book. I don't know how faithful it is, but I just found it a little too far out there for me. I just couldn't quite get a handle on it. And I really wanted some cool ending that ties it all together, and I felt like I didn't get that. I also watched Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, and I wish I could tell you why, but I don't know.
I just want to say, the original Planet of the Apes movies, I've seen them all, and I love them all. And when they come on, like, back to back to back to back on, like, HBO or something, I normally record them and then watch them all. You know, I'm talking like Planet of the Apes, Beneath the Planet of the Apes, Return of the Planet of the Apes, you know, the original Roddy McDowell, all those. I will watch them all, and I know that they're incredibly cheesy, but I will still watch them. As far as the new ones, there's not a chance. I happened to see the Mark Wahlberg one. He did the original first edition of, you know, Planet of the Apes. Awful.
Yeah, not much has changed.
Done.
The CGI in it, it's great. But it almost is this uncanny valley quality to where I'm looking at the monkeys, because I know that's the motion capture actors, and trying to figure out, you know, what's them, what's CGI. And
right.
So I'm not really caring about the story. I'm trying to figure out this cool graphic. And
do you like the graphics though? Have you ever seen the original Planet of the Apes? Charlton Heston, Roddy McDowell.
Yeah, it's all practical effects. It looks great.
Right. I just didn't know if you'd seen. I didn't know if you'd seen it.
It's been a long time. I know I've seen the original Charlton Heston one with the Statue of Liberty at the end. Iconic.
Right.
I think I've seen one of the sequels, but at this point I couldn't even tell you which one.
It would have been. I can't remember if it was Charlton Heston in any of the sequels.
One of the sequels I saw was might be Beneath. I don't know. Is one?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's a bunch of them.
My main complaint is the humans encounter the apes. They didn't know they were out in the woods, and the people are like, well, those apes, they're different from us. We got to kill them all. I don't know. I wanted some discussion about that. Well, hey, these are talking apes. How does that happen? No. They're different. Let's kill them all. And then the apes are like, well, those humans, they're different. We should kill all of them. And you can make that good, but this didn't do it. Yeah. And I felt like it relied too much on, let's put a monkey on a horse carrying 2 machine guns because people are going to love it. And that doesn't work out.
Yeah, no.
I think the problem is all the characters were kind of flat. And I don't know, maybe I just don't care about apes battling humans. I don't know. And I almost want to say, well, hey, if we had 2 human species battling each other, maybe I'd like that more. But then I'd say, oh, I've seen that movie 10 times.
Well, you know what it is? It's not that. It's not the humans battling humans or the humans battling apes. It's that there's no story in these anymore. When you go back to the original one, there's barely any action in it. It told a lot of story, and it took you someplace, and it took your imagination someplace. They just don't do that anymore. It's all, you know, what can we cram in here to make this look cool? We can use less of that.
And I've heard that complaint from you before, that needs more story.
Right.
Completely agree.
And I didn't even see the movie, but it doesn't take a genius to know that this is Godzilla all over again.
The last movie I saw, which we've already talked about, I Know That Voice. Gosh, great.
Yeah.
I just love seeing how people work, that behind-the-scenes thing.
Yeah.
And I like that world of movies and acting, and you know, that's a facet of acting I don't know anything about.
It sounds strange, but I like putting the faces, too, with the voices. Seeing how the people contort their faces to make those voices. You know, again, something we talked about earlier is how they come up with the voices. This is an audition, so they're looking for someone to play a voice, and you've got to go in and play it the way that you think, that you see it. That's really, and seeing Mark Hamill, of course, do the Joker. I didn't realize that was him for years, and I used to love that show on the 90s Batman.
Batman, the animated series. Everybody loved that show.
Love that show. I had no idea that it was Mark Hamill. No clue until I watched this documentary.
In a related question to that I was pondering today, do you think you recognized quality as a kid watching cartoons? Go ahead and talk to give you a frame of reference.
I guess it depends on the what age kid you're talking about. We grew up at different times. I'm sure that some of our cartoons maybe overlapped, and I'm sure you may have seen some of my cartoons that I've seen, and I may have seen of some of yours. So go ahead.
Yours are what, Betty Boop and
funny. This is good. No, I mean mine would have been like the Jetsons, Flintstones, and these were in reruns. I mean, I would think. I mean, this was the 80s. I don't know when the Jetsons and Flintstones originally came out, but you know, Jetsons, Flintstones, Bugs Bunny. A show that I really used to love was called Gummy Bears. You know this? You know the show?
Gummy Bears.
Oh my gosh, I used to love that show. The quality of that show very high for me, as far as the animation and like Smurfs. Watch that. Scooby Doo. There weren't as many cartoons out then as there are today. I don't think.
Nah.
Garfield and Friends was one of my favorites. Heathcliff, which you may not have heard of that one.
I've heard of it.
He's basically like a generic Garfield. He's like the GoBots for the Transformers.
I was thinking about that. Did I recognize quality as a kid? My conclusion was I did, even though I didn't really know, I couldn't really put it into words or what it was. My favorite cartoon as a kid was the real Ghostbusters. I loved that cartoon as a kid.
Yeah, I remember the cartoon.
And I've gone back, I've looked at it now. I'm like, this cartoon is really good. This was my favorite, and it was really good.
So you can still watch it now, and you appreciate it now.
Oh, yeah.
See, that I have a hard time with that. Like, I saw something on Netflix, and it's called Reboot.
Yeah, it's the green people, right?
Yes, and I really liked it as a kid. And I tried to watch an episode, and I was like, this is awful.
I'd have to imagine if I went back now, I'd think it was awful.
But I loved it as a kid. It was like something I'd never seen before, and I just really thought, oh, this is really good. I'm trying to think if there's any other cartoons where I've gone back and watched and been like, okay, that's pretty good.
The real Ghostbusters, I went back, I was like, this was good.
That's on Netflix?
Nah, I bought Aiden Loves It, I bought the DVD. But I went back and I was like, this is really good. I knew what I was thinking when I was a kid.
I remember Slimer being a big part of that show. Is that right? He was like a pet, right?
Well, I went back, looking at it for Aiden, I looked back. In the first season, Slimer was not really in it. In the later seasons, the network started meddling. They're like, it needs to be more kid-friendly. We need Slimer in there. We need it more...
Yeah.
And all the episodes I remember from being a kid are all from the first season. Oh, so in essence, my memory of what I liked was the best quality. Right. I didn't have a name for it then, but I knew what I liked. And another show I liked, that I haven't gone back. Everybody always talks very fondly about it. Batman the Animated Series. Yeah. Everybody says that's really high quality. That was another cartoon.
Yeah.
Did you like it? Was it?
Oh, it's amazing. We watch it. It's on Netflix, in fact.
Really?
And the kids get it. It's great. It's so well done. It's so dark. Mm-hmm. It's so dark for a kid's show, especially the only Batman you would have had before that would have been Batman 66, which was very, comic book and comical, and it was amazing. It was the Dark Knight. I mean, it's not what it was called, but it was a period where he was the Dark Knight. Amazing show. And
the only other cartoon that I remember is a G.I. Joe to be continued part, and what I learned later was it was a G.I. Joe movie. And that was always my favorite G.I. Joe sequence. And at the time I didn't know it was a movie. I thought it was just this really long to be continued show because they aired it in the show.
Right.
And so I go back and I think, well, all these things I like are like the top quality of that series. So obviously as a kid, I knew what quality was, even though I couldn't have put a name to it.
I don't know that I knew what quality was. I don't know. I don't feel like I watched junk as a kid because all the shows that I just named, there's stuff that are still on now. I mean, you could go watch the Smurfs. It's still on. You want to watch Bugs Bunny? It's still on. They still play Looney Tunes 5 times a day. And they're not new ones, they're old ones. Tom and Jerry, we love Tom and... I think Tom and Jerry was probably one of my favorites. But early Tom and Jerry, because there were crappy ones that came later.
I never really watched Tom and Jerry. I mean, a little bit, but Jeez. Not that much.
Yeah, this whole tangent of thinking about cartoons. Now I just can't stop thinking about the cartoons. I feel like there's something big that I'm missing that I really loved. It was really good.
There's always something you're missing. You just never know. We've not done a top 3.
Oh, gosh, I haven't thought about any of those.
That's crucial.
Oh, this is a good one. This is really good. I don't know how much you're going to like it. But I talked about Charlize Theron and how much you really can't make her look bad. Other than that movie that she did, that she looked really bad. What was the name of the movie?
Monster,
right.
Appropriately named.
Right. Apt name. Yeah, I love that they used that image for Arrested Development, too. You remember that?
Yeah.
This is what she looked like before her surgery. Top 3 best-looking actresses. What do you think about that subject? Because Charlize Theron, she might not make my top 3. I don't know. I've given it no thought. So I'm gonna shoot it to you. Top 3 best-looking actresses where you're like, oh my gosh, I could see her in anything. She's gorgeous.
Yeah, the hard and fun thing about this is that there's no preparation, so it makes it so tough because it's always like, I know there's something I'm leaving
right,
out there.
That's what I want. I want you to leave something on the table. But there's got to be somebody who you would go see the movie just because she's in it.
There's a difference between very good-looking actress and she's going to make me go see a movie.
Or you'd be more likely to go see the movie because the really pretty girl that you think, the pretty girl is in it that you like.
Can we just leave it to top 3 best-looking actresses?
Let's just leave it there.
I can handle that one a little easier.
Top 3 best-looking actresses, go.
Maybe it's cliche, but I have to say Charlize Theron, especially in Arrested Development. I think that may have been her. She looked great in
when
that.
She was playing a mentally retarded Brit. She was at her finest then. MF. Mr. F. Oh, it was MRF.
Yeah, MRF.
Yeah, MRF.
Mentally retarded female. Who's Mr. F? I'm going to say Autumn Reeser.
Who's that?
She's not famous. She was in...
So you're gonna pick these really obscure people that I'm never gonna know.
Hey, you didn't give me any preparation.
Okay.
She was in... It's something like My Ordinary Family or This Ordinary Family, where Michael Chiklis played a superhero dad, and everybody in the family is a network TV show that lasted a year maybe.
I think I remember the show.
But she was the wife's assistant.
What's her name again?
Autumn Reeser.
Autumn Reeser.
And I later found out a few months ago that she's in Thrilling Adventure Hour, which is a podcast radio adventure thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, I know that name. Where did I know that name? And this one, I'd have to say this pick is from like 2005 because I don't know what she looks like now. But Mandy Moore.
Mandy Moore. So what movie are you referencing, Mandy Moore?
She's in a lot of rom-com crappy movies. They all were pretty generic, so I couldn't tell you specifically. But she had a couple of movies where, one, I think she was dying of cancer or something.
She was in this movie with Hugh Grant. American... Oh, gosh, what's it called? It was basically based off American Idol. Really, really cleverly done. I can't stand Hugh Grant at all.
I was going to say, I didn't expect the word really clever to come out of your mouth.
Really clever movie where he was like Simon Cowell and she was a contestant on the show. They had fallen for each other. She knew how to play the role. So she played like the sweet Southern girl, but she was a complete pain in the rear end, when the camera was on her. But she knew how to manipulate the audience and manipulate him. And it was called American... gosh, I can't think of the name of it. But anyway, wow, surprise Mandy Moore. That's
from 2005 because I'm not sure what she looks like now.
That's a 2005 Mandy Moore. If she's put on 10 pounds, forget about her. All right. Wow, I wasn't sure where you were going to go. I really wasn't.
That's a tough one.
It's actually been on my mind for a while to ask you that because I was curious about your taste in women. Just who you thought was attractive in Hollywood. Mandy Moore. Okay. All right, my three. Natalie Portman, because I pretty much go see anything Natalie Portman was in, even Star Wars.
Is your favorite Leon the Professional?
You know what? I remember the first time seeing that movie, I was like, that girl's going to grow up to be really cute. And then I saw her in Beautiful Girls with Timothy Hutton and Rosie O'Donnell and...
She's got nothing on Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, you know what? If you haven't seen that movie, that's a movie you would love.
I don't think I have.
That's probably in my top 10 movies of all time. Beautiful Girls. If you haven't seen it, the cast. I mean, Timothy Hutton is the only thing that makes that. And Natalie Portman, she plays a really good role. But watching those two movies, The Professional, and I was like, that girl's gonna grow up. She's gonna be really cute, and I was right. She's really cute. Ilsa Fisher. I don't know if you know Ilsa Fisher or not.
Yeah, she's in The Wedding Crashers.
Wedding Crashers, right?
She's been in a few other things. I can't recall what.
She was in something called. She was in a movie called Now You See Me.
Yeah, I saw that movie.
What do you think of that?
I liked the movie, but as I thought about it after I saw it, I was like, there's a number of things that don't work there. But just if you don't think about it, it's really good.
Yes, if you don't think about it, it's really good. Because I had the same thing. At the end, I was like, huh.
Oh, wait, wasn't that the thing where kind of twist ending was really off the wall?
Yes. It was the cop who had been chasing them, who had set it all up.
Yeah, that was...
Yeah, it wasn't fully...
But then as you thought about the tricks, you're like, whoa, that trick doesn't work if I put any amount of thought towards it.
But, if you're just watching it purely to be...
Entertained.
Yeah, it was a good movie. And I thought Woody Harrelson was really good in it. But yeah, Ilsa Fisher is on that list. And I don't normally like redheads, but there's just something about her. I don't know what it is. I find her very attractive. One other. See, I had no preparation for this either. Gosh. Helen Mirren? Is that... All right, Helen Mirren is not number 3, but I have to tell you, I do find Helen Mirren quite attractive, and I know that sounds weird. But...
I really don't think I think a lot of people feel that way.
Really?
Yeah.
Gosh, I wasn't kidding. I mean, I do find Helen Mirren attractive. I don't know why, I just do. Especially in that movie where she was like part of the Mossad or something like that. I thought that was really good. But okay, let me think of a third person. I see why you had problems with this.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Shut up. I will say, no, I don't want to say that.
Gina Davis, that's a good pick.
Stop.
If you go older earlier Gina Davis.
Younger Gina Davis. Hold on. Let me.
Oh, you said you liked A League of Their Own. Gina Davis and Lori Petty.
Stop it.
Good picks there.
Stop it, Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell.
Full circle.
Full circle to Rosie. Oh my gosh! See, you're too young to remember this, but Rosie O'Donnell used to be a VJ on VH1.
Really?
That's how she started. And my dad would always say, "That's your girl, right?" He would say that every time he came on. And she was younger. She was like early 20s, but she was never really...
She was still Rosie O'Donnell.
She was still Rosie O'Donnell. My dad would be like, "That's your girl, right?" Be like, completely like, "You like her. She's cute, right?" So it's so funny. But yeah, she used to be a VJ on VH1.
That came even fuller circle than I was ever expecting.
Oh my gosh,
wow.
Yeah, that's
I think that has to be your third pick just by default now.
Rosie O'Donnell. All right, I need a blonde in there.
Imogene Poots. Terrible name, but she looks nice.
Imogen?
Imogene Poots.
From, what's she from?
The only thing I can think of is she was in Fright Night, a remake of the 1980s Fright Night with Colin Farrell that came out a couple years ago.
I was thinking of, she was in movie with John Cusack. High Fidelity, was that her?
No, she would have been 2 years old then.
Oh, no, that might not work for me. Oh, man, I can't think of a third one.
Linda Hamilton. That's not a bad pick.
Bruce Jenner. For one, Linda Hamilton, I found her very, very sexy when she was handling that shotgun in Terminator 2. I'm dead serious. I remember watching it thinking, that's really sexy. And then she went on to do like Beauty and the Beast or something like that, the TV show. Yeah, no, not Linda Hamilton.
What era are you looking for? Like,
I don't know.
More modern? Or are you going more older?
No, more modern. I just, my instinct goes to Selma Hayek, not modern day Selma Hayek, but like maybe mid-90s Selma Hayek.
The Quentin Tarantino movie, Selma Hayek?
Yeah, or even, gosh, I hate to even admit that I've seen it, but the Matthew Perry Selma Hayek movie.
Whole 9 Yards?
No. See, you even know another Matthew Perry movie. No, this was Fools Rush In.
I think I've seen that. I shouldn't admit that.
It's awful. You should never admit that. I did see it too. Okay, this is helping.
John C. Reilly's wife in Talladega Nights. I can't remember her name, but she's blonde.
Gosh, I don't remember.
I think she fits your bill.
I'm going to go right at it. Rachel McAdams. Forgot all about Rachel McAdams. Rachel McAdams is my third. And I'm picking Rachel McAdams from The Family Stone, Rachel McAdams. Now, she always pretty much looks good, but that Rachel McAdams. If you've not seen The Family Stone, it's a must-see movie.
So what were your three picks? It was Natalie Portman,
Ilsa Fisher,
Rachel McAdams.
Rachel McAdams.
Good list.
That's a good list.
Yeah.
That's a list you can get down with right there.
Innuendo.
That's not what I meant. Yeah, that's my list. And I feel like I'm going to be home later and I'm going to go, oh, gosh, I forgot all about Scarlett Johansson, even though
Oh, man, another... If I had thought of her, she would have been on my list.
Really?
Yeah, I'd have taken out... Wait, I don't know who's on my list.
I don't remember who you had on
I would have taken out Mandy Moore. Because I don't know what she looks like anymore.
So you would have taken her out and put in...
Scarlett Johansson.
Scarlett Johansson. Oh, shoot. Yeah, well, no big deal.
Who is it?
The girl from Harry Potter.
Hermione.
I love her. She's really cute. I don't know why. Just something about her. I know that seems probably near pedophile-ish.
As long as you say Harry Potter book 7.
Right. Yeah, right.
The other one's no way. But book 7, yeah.
With the shaved head. I don't know what it is. She looks really good with her shaved head.
It's not shaved. It's just cropped.
Man, it's really short. But that's funny. It's Natalie Portman has the same hair.
So you like girls with boy hair.
And moving on. So you like girls with boy hair and you carry a purse. That's the title of my new book.
All right, I believe this episode is officially done. We've come full circle a few times on that one.
Done. Thanks for listening to Fridays on the Fly. I'm Eric.
And I'm Ward. Go to fridaysonthefly.blogspot.com. You can find our show notes. You can subscribe to our blog. You can also find our social media profiles. We are on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Google+, and probably others I'm forgetting. We'd love to hear from you. Comment. Do whatever you want. We just want to hear from you. And whether it's good or bad, we like negative comments too.
And if Natalie Portman's listening, we'd love to have you in as a guest. Just saying. Think about it.